Hey, Joe, welcome to the NTM Growth Marketing Podcast. I am pumped to speak with you today.
And I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Let's start off and hear about your role at Alliance RV and tell us a little bit about your organization.
Okay, yeah. So I'm the director of marketing here at Alliance. We're a fairly new company, about 4 years old. Started by two brothers, Ryan and Coley Brady. Um, and we are a private independent manufacturer that builds RVs. We're called an OEM, which means original engineer and manufacturer. And basically, what that means in short term is we take original engineered parts from other suppliers, and then we buy them and then build our product, which is then a full size fifth wheel or travel trailer RV. And then we sell them to our dealer body, and then customers go out and enjoy the great outdoors in them.
Why did you want to work for the company when you initially were
That's
applying?
a great question. Yeah. So I actually got into the industry through, I was with a marketing agency a number of years ago, and I got my foot in the door to help create content for them,
Mhm.
for actually a different manufacturer at the time. And I helped launch a product called the No Boundaries, which is a travel trailer, kind of adventure class trailer. And it went really, really, really well. And then at the time, my wife was pregnant and we had a 3 year old, and things were just a little crazy. And so agency life is just a little bit hectic, as I'm sure
Yes.
many of you are very well aware of. So I decided to take a little bit of a step back. Actually, went in the nonprofit sector for a short period of time, and then eventually was coaxed into the RV industry. Which, if you're from Elkhart County, Indiana, you're either born to be in it or you try to run away from it as fast as you can.
Really? It's just part of the
It's
culture?
it's so Elkhart County, Indiana is actually known as the RV capital of the world.
Really?
It's where like 90 some percent of RVs are built. So I originally was running away from it, didn't know I had so many friends and parents and things involved in it. And I just wasn't, I didn't think it was for me. Anyway, found myself at one of the largest manufacturers, 5 years ago, and then just had a ton of success there. Marketing was never really a top priority in the RV space. There's a few select brands where it was, and then those brands started catching some wind behind them, so people started being like, oh, we have to do that, we have to do that. Had a lot of success at the other manufacturer we were at, and then slowly started building a relationship with Ryan and Coley Brady, and another guy here, and eventually they're like, hey, if you come over here, you'll be the director of marketing, you'll have a lot of say, the digital space will be pretty much yours. I'll work with I work with a veteran in the industry. His name's Steve. Comes from 30 years in the RV space. He's taught me so much about a side of marketing I don't really spend a lot of time in. So it's been great there. Um, and that's pretty much how I ended up in the space. Was up with one manufacturer, and the other one was like, hey, I think we're more of a fit for you. We're a little bit more nimble. We can be quick, a little bit more edgy. Um, and those things really appealed to me. And then the other side that really appealed to me was the community they've built around the brand. And I had been watching it from the outside, and I was like, wow, this is impressive. I really like what they got going on. Um, and I'm like, I think I can bring a significant amount of value just by bringing in my skill sets.
Hmm.
And so eventually it worked out. I landed here. I've been here, coming up on a year, here in a couple of days, and it excelled. It's been so much fun. We got a lot of moving pieces, and we have a really exciting 2024 coming on. When I joined Alliance, they were like 4.56% of the market, and now we're 5.3% of the market. So we've gone up
Awesome.
almost a whole percentage point just a year. So it's just crazy how fast things go, but that's how I like it.
Why do you think the company's grown their market share by percent in a year?
Yeah, so I would say the biggest reason is we're filling the void of actually listening.
Mhm.
We're not just building a product that the market needs. We're building a product that the market already has technically, but what we're taking the step further, and we're actually caring about the customer beyond the sale of the product.
Mhm.
We pride ourselves on having the best RV ownership experience you could possibly have in any with any RV, and we stand behind that. Our so an RV, it goes down roads, it's getting shaked every time they drive it, right? It's basically a mini earthquake every time they drive. So it's not if something goes wrong, it's when something goes wrong. And we stand behind the product. And if you say your refrigerator goes out, we get your refrigerator fixed and we make sure that you can keep camping more than any other manufacturer in the space.
I'd love to hear a little bit more around why marketing is exciting at Alliance RV. Has I was thinking about this before our interview and my emotional connection to RVs. It's not just a literal RV. I immediately think to, road trips to soccer tournaments as a kid and our family friends RV. I want to be honest, I've never rented an RV for Burning Man, but I have a lot of memories of being in RVs at Burning Man and just the community and experiences I had with friends there. So tell
Yep.
us a little bit more about just the excitement around marketing RVs.
Yeah. So there's a ton of excitement, and I think the marketing around RVs is so versatile and wide because RVs don't fill a niche. It
Mhm.
fills an emotional void of I want to get out and explore or connect or just be different than what everyone says you have to do. Um, so it's such a great bonding experience. I personally didn't grow up RVing. I grew up around all the RVs. But I've taken my kids camping now for the past 5 summers in different RVs. And they love it. And so whenever they see an RV, they're like, "Are we going camping again, Dad?" So we're feeling this like why it's so exciting is people get so emotionally invested into it. And it's rare to find an experience that sells a product where people are emotionally invested. You got sports, right? People are emotionally invested there. And then you got like I feel camping and getting out and connecting with
Mhm.
family, making and the sense of community that's built around the outdoors is just very exciting to market in. And it's also a very wide market. It's not just RVs, right? There's toy hauler RVs that have side by sides and dirt bikes. So now we can get into the motocross and the extreme sports world. There's luxury RVs where we can get into the really high end campgrounds and high end travel, motorhomes and stuff. And there's just so many different segments of it
Mhm.
that you're never bored and you can always create something new, which I think is one of my most exciting things is I'm ADD and ADHD and all that crap. And it helps my brain if I can go from this project to this project to this project to this project, but
Mhm.
get all 4 or 5 done within the month. Um, and that's just something that's really exciting to me about marketing in the RV space.
Uh, I want to hear about the marketing mediums that you utilize. So I
Yep.
have this little thing right here. I bought this for $5 on Amazon. It's a spontaneous purchase. I don't need to think about it. Just one click and it's here in 24 hours. This is a pretty steep price point for an
Yeah.
individual.
Yeah.
How do you think about getting your message in front of the right person at the right time, and what mediums even make sense for your brand at that
Yeah. So
size of a price?
we're probably never going to be on TikTok shop, right? Like you're not
Right.
going to just drop $100,000 on a fifth wheel on TikTok. Um, so our buying journey is typically 6 months to a year. It's usually you have some emotional connection to it, like you've been RVing and Burning Man with your families, with your friends. You have some emotional connection to camping or the outdoors,
Mhm.
and then you decide, oh, I want to get an RV. Like RVing sounds great. Or it's someone that really wants to downsize their life and they want to sell their house, buy an RV, and go across the country and have their kids do experiences over learning about it in a book.
Mhm.
Um, there's a lot of that going on. So what I would say is our mediums right now is where is the attention?
Mhm.
Gary talks about day trading attention, right? And
Right.
so our attention is on social media. That is where the attention is. Most of our current day buyers, I would say the majority of buyers that are buying today and within the next 6 months, do a ton of research through social and they watch countless videos on whether that's Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. YouTube's a great one for the older audience. So I have to create not only like long form, like sales pitch, like walkthrough videos. I also do these like short little quick videos that kind of take you through the whole RV in 60 to 90 seconds. And yeah, it's quick and it's fast but it gives you kind of like, oh, that's cool. Maybe I want to do that. And then they go to the website and they start learning about it. So I would say my main mediums are all the social platforms. We've abandoned X a little bit because we just don't get the traction there, and there was just nothing there. Threads, we found some traction on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. We've got a ton of organic traction there.
You have a good
We've
Instagram community. I saw over 30,000
Yep,
followers, I believe.
yeah, and it started when I should pull up the slide deck that I have. I have a slide deck somewhere. Let me grab it really quick. We have I started the Instagram, it had like 2,200 followers. Now
Wow.
we're at
So
35, and that's
in a
less than a
year,
year. In a
that's
year.
amazing.
And it's all organic. I didn't pay a dollar. I boosted a few posts here and there about like RV shows, like, hey, come to Hershey, Pennsylvania. I'd put like $100 behind it, but that was very localized to try to get them to come to a location. It wasn't about growth. Our growth has come purely organically. um and we're just going to continue down that road. We're going to keep making content. As you know, the algorithm's always changing, but I don't necessarily blame the algorithm for like if engagement or anything changes. I blame the content. People either get bored of it or I'm not doing as good of a job as I could be. So I'm always constantly trying something new, and I'm not afraid to post or over post either. um I know sometimes people are like, I don't want to post too much. I'm like, I'm gonna post as much as I want. And then
If I
if
can
it
interject real quick with a
yeah.
question, which is what about intent-based buying with Google? Do you see that as a big propeller, or do you see your buying cycle is influenced much more through social media research and engagement?
So this is what kind of differentiates a manufacturer from a dealer.
Mhm.
So we are a B2B business technically.
Got it.
We don't sell factory direct. So what my main goal is purely brand awareness and community building.
Mhm.
So I want to build a great community where people have the opportunity to connect, mainly digitally, and then in person as well. We have rallies all across the country, and then providing that brand level awareness by creating walkthrough videos and all these different elements, right? And then the piece that you're talking about with Google, that's more of where we partner with our dealers and
Mhm.
we do like co-op programs. And so
Got it.
we'll actually be like, hey, if you're wanting to do this, what's the level of investment you want to put in? Here's what we'll do. We'll match it, and then we'll cross the analytics with each other and make sure it actually performed. So there is that side of the business
Got it.
too, the marketing world. And we do have Google ads and like OTT and stuff like that, that we pay for, but again, it's more through a high level brand level awareness.
Mhm.
It's not necessary. It's kind of top of funnel. It's maybe second. So if this is the top of your funnel and we're throwing all the social stuff at the
Right.
very top, right? And then the second phase is kind of like pulling them through. That's kind of where we put our ad, like our Google ad budget in there,
Okay.
trying to pull
Got it.
people to the next phase, which that next phase down, there's like 4 phases, would be they're talking to our dealership or directly to us about different floor plans and options and things like that. And then the final pull through is they're at the dealership ready to buy.
I'd love to break down that little funnel you're talking about and the importance of knowing where someone's at
Mm-hmm.
and how you engage with them. Can you share at a high level how you think of from top to
Mm-hmm.
bottom of your funnel?
Yeah. So top of funnel is kind of just for lack of better words, kind of just like everything goes in there. I don't care if you're interested, not interested. You have some level of connection with the outdoors, period. That's where I draw the line. And then that second phase is going to be a little bit more targeted down, where we might run, maybe some like strategic ads around, hey, are you in this location? Have you heard of this brand and this floor plan? You've showed interest in the outdoors already. And that's where that Google strategy is coming in. You should check out your local dealer. It's 20 miles down the road where you can see this cool product at your, like, feel it, touch it in real life. Because that's the one thing about our industry is it's so easy to see it, but then when you actually see it in real life, it changes, because seeing it on this is different than seeing it in real
Right.
life. So then that third, and that, I guess, so you got the top, you got the middle, and then this third section here in my head is the dealer. That's where the dealer comes in. That's where they are like, we are going to buy. We're within 6 months of buying. We just have to nail down the exact floor plan and options we want. And do they need to get a new truck, or do they, right? So that's kind of where the final decision making takes place. And then the fourth and final phase is they buy. And they've been to our dealership, they've walked the product, they've picked all the options, they know what they want, they order it, and then we pull them through. So that's my funnel in my head, and it's pretty close to what I think the sales teams would agree on. Now our sales team is a little different, because they're thinking about dealer bodies and how many, hey, dealer A, you only have 10 of this product, when dealer B 100 miles away has 20 of this product and they're performing better. Do you need to put an order in for 10 more? That's a different space. That's the sales world. But the marketing world is, I would put energy into dealer A saying, hey, why do you only have 10? Let's push more, brand awareness to that territory and try to get people to come in to buy. But again, that's really challenging in the RV world, because a lot of RVers will drive 8, 9, 10 states away for a $2,000 price point. So it gets very complicated. So that's why I then stepped back and said, okay, let's focus on community, and let's focus on, building the best product we can possibly build and standing behind that product. So yeah, we're a little bit higher cost than some, but you get a better quality product with superior parts. And then you get a company that actually stands behind the thing that you're buying. And that's a huge piece, because a lot of people, especially first time RVers, don't know. It's not if something goes wrong, it's when it goes wrong.
Right.
And having that reassurance is just next to nothing that I've ever experienced.
So I have one last question to round us out today, and this is focused on 2024 in marketing. What are you looking forward to in the new year from the marketing landscape, and whether that's new technology, new platforms, just a new initiative you're going to deploy? You can go in whatever direction you want with Alliance RV.
So 2024 is going to be really fun. I'm going to get more into like trends. I really want to become more of like that company that's like, we get how you as a human being are. Less like, we're still going to have product stuff because we have to sell our product, but I want to get a little bit more innovative on how we showcase our product. So I have some new ideas around how to showcase product. We have some VR things we're doing.
I was just thinking in my mind, if you're going to be using VR to help to bridge the gap between the social media to being in person and opening the door for the first time and walking in.
So the VR thing is actually going to be more of a filler, because a lot of buyers make their decisions at RV shows, and RV shows typically are limited on space. And so we have 36 floor plans across the company, but we can't have all 36 floor plans at a show.
Right.
We might have 2, 3, 4 RVs at a show. And so they're missing out on 32 floor plans potentially. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill the void with VR that is going to be sent to all the shows, and they can be like, oh, okay, you're walking in this product. So it's going to have a similar look and feel and color palette and things like that. But now you actually get to see this floor plan virtual reality style.
Amazing.
So we're definitely doing that. We're going to put a lot more emphasis into social and be more intentful with it as well. We have implemented a lot of things around community building and actually engaging at a higher level. So instead of just like replying or liking some of the stuff that gets said on the pages, we're actually engaging with them and saying, oh, hey, thank you for this comment. That's awesome. And even if it's just like a thumbs up emoji, and so we're being way more intentful about that to try to help build community. And then we're going to be putting a lot of emphasis on education as well. So who better to learn about RVing from the people that built it?
Right.
So that's going to be a huge push for 2024 as well. Just creating more educational style videos. They're going to be a little bit more boring, but be more intentful about them, shooting them in a way where they're easy to translate into vertical, because I think the vertical horizon is not going anywhere, at least from what I can tell. And then we're going to put more emphasis on shooting vertical photos, actually. So instead of just horizontal
Right.
photos, we're going to start shooting vertical photos as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, Joe. So to round us out, can you share any links for someone to follow up with you, the
Yeah.
organization, tap into that top funnel
Yeah.
brand awareness that you're working
Yeah.
on, and so
If you
forth?
want to connect with me personally, my LinkedIn is the best way to do it. It's just Joe Mehl, Joemehl, and you'll find me. It's a picture of me in like a green polo or something. And then if you want to connect with Alliance and you want to see the product that we offer, I don't care what social platform you're on. If you just search at Alliance RV, you're gonna find us. It's a big blue triangle. And you'll connect with us. I think our TikTok's at like 63K, our Instagram's at like 35. And then we have a pretty big following on Facebook as well, and we're slowly growing on LinkedIn, and we've tripled YouTube in the last year as well. So we got a lot of content out there. You can experience us in long videos, short videos, photos, whatever your preferred choice of medium is. We got it out there.
Amazing, Joe. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.